Session 35 of Industrial Relations and Labour Legislation of 6th semester BBA of Mangalore University. In this session, we shall study about quality of work life, major issues in quality of work life, and measures or techniques for improving quality of work life. Quality of work life. It is a participative concept. It attempts to design work environments so as to maximize concern for human welfare. It is a goal as well as a process. The goal is the creation of more involving, satisfying and effective jobs and work environment for people at all levels of the organization. As a process, quality of work life involves efforts to realize this goal through active participation. Quality of work life is a multidimensional concept implying a concern for the members of an organization. The basic underlying quality of work life is the humanization of work, which means developing work environment that ensures dignity to employee, stimulates his creative abilities and facilitates growth. What constitutes a high quality of work life may vary in relation to both the worker's aspirations and the objective reality of his work and society. It is untimely defined by the worker himself. Let us see the definition of quality of work life according to Lloyd Suttle. Quality of work life is the degree to which members of a work organization are able to satisfy important personal needs through their experiences in the organization. It focuses on the problem of creating a human working environment where employees work cooperatively and achieve results collectively. The major indicators of quality of work life are job involvement, job satisfaction, and job productivity. Let us see the criteria for measuring quality of work life. Richard E. Walton explains quality of work life in terms of 8 broad conditions of employment that constitute desirable quality of work life. He proposed the same criteria for measuring quality of work life. Those criteria include: first is adequate and fair compensation. There should be a just and equitable balance between effort and reward. The compensation should help the employee in maintaining a socially desirable standard of living and should be comparable to the pay for similar work elsewhere. Second is safe and healthy working conditions. Most of the organizations provide safe and healthy working conditions due to humanitarian requirements and legal requirements. In fact, these conditions are a matter of enlightened self-interest. Opportunities to use and develop human capacities is the next criteria. The job should contain sufficient variety of tasks to provide challenge and to ensure the utilization of talents. Today, work has become repetitive and mechanical, so the worker has little control on it. Quality of work life can be improved if the job allows sufficient autonomy and control, provides timely feedback on performance, and uses a wide range of skills. Fourth is opportunity for career growth. The job should provide career opportunities for development of new abilities and expansion of existing skills on a continuous basis. Fifth is social integration in the workforce. The worker should be made to feel a sense of identity with the organization and develop a feeling of self-esteem, openness, trust, sense of community feeling, scope for upward mobility. Equitable treatment is essential for this purpose. Next is constitutionalism in the organization. Quality of work life provides constitutional protection to the employees only to the level of desirability as it hampers workers. It happens because the management's action is challenged in every action and bureaucratic procedures need to be followed at that level. Next is work and personal life. Quality of work life provides for the balanced relationship among work, non-work and family aspects of life. Family life and social life should not be strained by working hours including overtime work, work during inconvenient hours, business travel, transfer, vacations, etc. Finally, social relevance of work. Work should not only be a source of material and psychological satisfaction but a means of social welfare. An organization that has greater concern for all causes like pollution, consumer protection, national integration, employment can improve the quality of work life. Now let us see the major issues in quality of work life. Trade unions claim that they are responsible for improvement in various facilities to workers, whereas management takes credit for improved salaries, benefits, and facilities. However, HR manager has identified major issues in quality of work life besides normal wages, salaries, fringe benefits, etc., and takes a lead in providing them so as to maintain higher order quality of work life. The major issues that affect the quality of work life are: first is pay and stability in employment. Good pay still dominates most of other factors in employee satisfaction. Various alternative means of providing wages should be developed in view of increase in cost of living index, increase in levels and rates of income tax, professional tax. Stability to greater extent can be provided by enhancing the facilities for human resource development. Second issue is occupational stress. Stress is a condition of strain on one's emotions, thought process, physical condition. Stress is determined by the nature of work, working conditions, working hours, pause in the work schedule, worker's ability and nature, and match with the job requirements. Stress is caused due to irritability, hyperexcitation, depression, unstable behavior, fatigue, heavy smoking, drug abuse, etc. Stress adversely affects employees' productivity. The HR manager, in order to minimize the stress, has to identify, prevent, and tackle the problem. He may arrange the treatment of the problem with the health unit of the company. Third issue is organizational health programs. Organizational health programs aim at educating employees about health problems, means of maintaining and improving health. These programs cover drinking and smoking cessations, hypertension control, other forms of cardiovascular risk reduction, family planning, etc. Effective implementation of these programs result in reduction in absenteeism, hospitalization, disability, excessive job turnover, and premature death. This program should also cover relaxation, physical exercise, diet control, etc. The fourth issue is alternative work schedules. Alternative work schedules including work at home, flexible working hours, staggered hours, reduced work week, part-time employment, which may be introduced for the convenience and comfort of the workers, as the work schedule which offers the individual the leisure time, flexible hours of work is preferred. Next is participative management and control of work. Trade unions and workers believe that workers' participation in management and decision making improves quality of work life. Workers also feel that they have control over their work use their skills and make a real contribution to the job if they are allowed to participate in the creative and decision making process. Some more issues are recognition. Recognizing the employee as a human being rather than as a laborer increases the quality of work life. Participative management, awarding the rewarding systems, congratulating the employees for their achievement, job enrichment, offering prestigious designations to the jobs, providing well furnished and decent workplaces, offering membership in clubs or associations, providing vehicles, offering vacation trips are some means to recognize the employees. Next is congenial worker supervisor relations. Harmonious supervisor worker relations give the worker a sense of social association, belongingness, achievement of work results, etc. This in turn leads to better quality of work life. Next issue is grievance procedure. Workers have a sense of fair treatment when the company gives them the opportunity to ventilate their grievances and represent their case rather than settling the problems arbitrarily. Next issue is adequacy of resources. Resources should match with stated objectives, otherwise, employees will not be able to fulfill their objectives. This results in employee dissatisfaction and lower quality of work life. Next issue is seniority and merit promotions. Seniority is generally taken as the basis for promotion in case of operating employees. Merit is considered as the basis for advancement for managerial people, whereas seniority cum merit is preferred for promotion of ministerial employees. The promotional policies and activities should be fair and just in order to ensure higher quality of work life. Finally, employment on permanent basis. Employment on permanent basis. Employment of the workers on casual, temporary, probationary basis give them a sense of insecurity. On the other hand, employment on permanent basis gives them security and lends to higher order quality of work life. There are some more issues connected with the quality of work life, which are job involvement. Job involvement indicates the extent of people's identification with or ego involvement in the job. Job involved people spend more time on the job and turn out better performances. Challenging jobs which have skill, variety, influence employees to get involved with their jobs. Similarly, people with high need for achievement and high work ethic feel involved in jobs. Next issue is sense of competence. Sense of competence denotes the feelings of confidence that one has in one's own competence. Job design affects the sense of competence. By engaging in a work that calls for a variety of skills, abilities, and talents, individuals gain mastery over their work environment. Finally, telecommuting. Telecommuting provides flexibility to employees to perform their jobs through computer linked to their office. The physical presence of the employees at their office is not required. The general perception is that improvements in quality of work life cost much to the organization. But it is not so, as improvement over the existing salary, working conditions and benefits will not cost much. However, the rate of increase in productivity is higher than the cost of quality of work life. Thus, the increase in quality of work life results in increase in productivity. Now let us see the measures or techniques for improving quality of work life. There are several tools that have been developed by social scientists to measure and evaluate Quality of work-life programs in organizations. They include turnover data, morale surveys, number of grievances handled, absenteeism data, performance criteria, personal interviews carried out from time to time. So, quality of work life efforts generally try to instill in employees the feelings of security, equity, pride, ownership, autonomy, responsibility, and flexibility. They try to treat employees in a fair and supportive way to open up communication channels at all levels, to offer employees opportunities to participate in decisions affecting them, and to empower them to deliver results independently using their talents fully. In order to improve the quality of work life, the following things need to be strengthened. They are fair and equitable rewards, that is pay, incentive, benefits and services. Employment conditions like safety, health, physical environment. Job security. Enhancing self-esteem of people. Participative management and team spirit. Autonomy to draw resources and deliver results. Alternative work schedules. Recognition for work done followed by rewards as to encourage commitment and belongingness. Congenial worker-supervisor relations, offering proper feedback on result achieved, grievance procedures and effective leadership, sound promotion policy and career development, job redesign and job re-enrichment, open and transparent management style, management of employees' stress, an atmosphere of trust and open communication. So, to be successful, quality work-life programs must be planned thoroughly. The aspirations and attitudes of workers must be examined closely before launching any program. The work must be studied carefully and the congenial work atmosphere must be provided where the work itself provokes interest and workers genuinely desire to progress on their own. Reference: